Hi everyone, I'm Dmitry from Dubai Holding, and I'm really happy to see everyone, so many nice people from the industry here at the conference, and thanks Webflow for having me here. I'm going to take you today through the journey of adoption of Webflow in Dubai Holding in large organization, and how we were able to solve the problem of building a website within the company, and how it helped us to actually focus more on our customers. A few words about me. I'm originally from Ukraine. I started my career in a boutique digital agency as a project manager. But apart from doing project manager things and like asking my designers and developers on when the things will be done, I was also always individual contributor. So I was a lot into UX. I was building wireframes, interactive prototypes myself. And that's how I fell in love with no-code and low-code tools, because they allowed me to deliver things within days, even hours, and not only POCs, it could be like actual final products that can go live. So after some time, 9 years ago, actually, I moved to Dubai. I joined a creative agency there where I was working with big brands like PepsiCo, McDonald's, Sephora, Porsche, etc. And at some point, I made a very traditional shift in my career where I switched from client side, from agency side to client side, and I joined Dubai Holding. In Dubai Holding, I wear many hats, and this is something that is probably a necessity to be like jack of all trades in our fast-paced digital environment. So apart from being a manager and managing different projects and deliverables there, I handle cloud migrations, I build and manage building internal tools and automations. I support Dubai Holding with AI adoption, where we build AI and machine learning based tools and also adopt some SaaS solutions to make sure that our teams have better performance, better quality of their deliverables. And the main thing, I'm a big Webflow advocate, so I'm managing Webflow adoption and managing our websites, building websites on Webflow there. A few words about Dubai Holding. So Dubai Holding is a big international investment company. It powers Dubai's growth across multiple sectors like real estate, entertainment, we have theme parks, cinemas, hotels. We even have a couple hotels in London here in Knightsbridge. And you can see we have over 40,000 employees, so it's a huge company with a lot of entities in it. And with this scale, we have over 150 websites in the company. And each website has unique requirements. They all are at different scales, starting from basic brochure-like static websites with like about us, our vision, mission, and ending with large directory websites and transactional websites where people can buy tickets to cinemas or to theme parks, book their hotels, etc. So with this scale, we were facing a problem that all these websites, they had different platforms and different tech stacks, different CMS systems. And because of that, it was very hard to manage all of this because we had to make sure that we have valid SSL certificates, we use latest software, we apply security patches on time. So it was just a lot of resources required to monitor it and to support all of that. Apart from this, we had for every new project or change, we had to go through complex chain of reviews and bureaucracy. We had to do reviews with the architecture team, with the infrastructure team. We had to do security reviews, security scans for launch, and this is quite typical for large enterprise companies. Data protection reviews, and as a result, we had too many people involved in mundane tasks. Often it's very skilled people, and that ended up being very high operational costs of managing and updating our websites. Plus, long time to market, so we couldn't launch projects very fast, like today or this week, and our competition were ahead of us because of this, and we were losing our leads to competition, or we couldn't be relevant to whatever is going on because we cannot just launch things now. So we were looking for a change. All stakeholders had some pain while working with this. So we were looking for making a change and building a website not a problem but an opportunity. So we were trying to optimize the process of all our views to make it way faster and simpler, and find a standard solution that will solve all these problems and make sure that we don't have to worry about security, infrastructure, security fixes, and things like this. So, and at the same time, we had to find something that will cover all our enterprise level requirements. So we were checking different tools. We landed up on Webflow, but we had to prove that this is the right platform for us. We had to sell it to our internal stakeholders, and we were looking for a pilot project to do on Webflow. And the opportunity knocked our door. I got a very urgent request from highest management. We had an urgent project launch for real estate in 2 weeks, and we don't have any designs for the website. Because of that, we cannot work with our agency. We cannot do a proper brief for them, and still we need to deliver. So it was a good opportunity for us to show how Webflow is good for this task. And the brief was the website has to be impressive. And translated from business language, it should have a lot of parallax effects, like videos on scroll, etc. And they literally sent me, as a reference, Apple Watch Ultra landing page with some build-up things there and animations. So still, it was a very good brief, very challenging for us. And within days, we were able to deliver the first preview. And when I say we here, at that time, it was only me, because I was the one who started all of this. So I didn't have any team, anyone to support me. So we delivered the first preview, and it was functional website, responsive, with all animations, with parallax effects, even some GSAP animations there, videos on scroll, some Lottie stuff, etc. So stakeholders were amazed that they were very surprised that we could actually do it. And as a result of that, we actually had time to do some extra testing, optimization for it, improve our visual assets, get some better 3D assets for it. So everyone was really happy about it. And it wasn't the end of the pilot project, because with previous experience with such landing pages, with such campaigns, every time we were launching a new campaign, we were getting around 10,000 form submissions within the first 15-20 minutes. And this made our landing pages very slow within the first half an hour. Sometimes they were down for a minute or two. So everyone was very stressed, and they expected the same to be with Webflow. But everyone was closely monitoring the launch process, and nothing happened. Websites weren't slow, so everything was very good and perfect. And people were actually surprised, and they couldn't believe that it worked like this, that no-code tool can do this. So while delivering this pilot project, we were able to get stakeholders buy-in. We got CTO buy-in from this, and in parallel, while delivering the project, we were going through reviews with our security, data protection team, infrastructure teams of not only this website alone, but the platform at all. So we were able to get approval of the platform, make Webflow as a standard in our organization. And how that helped us? For whatever we're launching new, we don't have to go through this complex review process. And the Webflow really transformed the way we work. So this is how we worked before Webflow. We spent some time on building a website, designing it, and then most of the time we were going through different reviews, security scans, security fixes, data protection reviews. So just a lot of unnecessary resources involved there, and a lot of bureaucracy, preparing change documents, follow things, documentations, etc. And with Webflow, since it was already reviewed once as a platform, and websites, mostly they're different layout-wise and style-wise, but in terms of functionality and integrations, they're more or less the same. So we didn't have to go through this every time. So we got a lot of time now to actually focus on testing, optimization, and making sure that we are doing something that's actually important for customers, not only for our internal stakeholders, because we know our website is already secure, so now we can make something that looks good. We can try different flows on the websites, try different journeys, etc., do A/B testing, and things like this. And Webflow unlocked new powers for us. So we were able to do first drafts in hours and be live in days. And often I had many cases where I have a meeting with a business team. They want a website, and they're giving some brief to me, very short brief, like what they expect from it. And within hours after that meeting, I was able to send them initial draft. So then they can actually visualize how it can look like. And based on this, they can finalize their brief in terms of content, assets that they need to deliver. Or they can use this draft for their agency as well, so they can deliver better results and don't go a lot of times or back and forth to make sure that they get what they actually expect. And now we can also focus more on optimizing our websites and digital experiences for customers. And so when we had a successful pilot, we got green light from security, infrastructure teams. We got a mandate from our CTO to make Webflow a default platform within the organization. So whatever we have existing, we need to move to Webflow. And whatever we build new, it should be built on Webflow. So we started the program of migrating our 150 plus websites to Webflow, and whatever new, we building it on Webflow. And in parallel, we were promoting Webflow across our entities, mostly it's business teams, marketing teams. So we were showing them Webflow capabilities, how fast we can do things with Webflow. We started onboarding teams so they can manage Webflow sites themselves and make some content updates themselves. And Webflow adoption had a big impact on our organization. So before Webflow, our performance scans that you do on Google page speed scan, usually we had them often in red and orange. So now with Webflow, without any additional optimization, we were able to make them orange and green just because of the way Webflow is built. So its websites by default became better. And then on top of it, we were able to optimize them and make them even faster. Time to market, huge increase for us. Also, it's people, now it's my problem actually, because people come to me and tell me, oh, you can do it in a few days. So let's do it. Because before they had to spend like a few months on a project. And I actually worked, before we had Webflow, I worked on some projects where I spent like 4 months on a simple landing page just because of all bureaucracy and processes and scans. So I have more work now, but it's good for everyone and everyone is happier. And on top of it, we can make things better for customers. We can look into digital accessibility as well. That becomes more and more important. We can optimize things. And it's also good impact on SEO, for example, of the website. So we're getting more leads, more organic leads, and better quality of leads, things like that. This is often what I show to our stakeholders whenever we deliver something new. Old website versus new website, and often it looks like this. So we're trying to optimize Webflow site as much as possible to get the best scores, and they're really impressed. I know that you shouldn't really blindly follow and get in like all green, because sometimes you just cannot do it, sometimes it's not that important, but business people, they really like to see this. And in addition to better scores, we also get in digital accessibility compliance with it. That is also a very good thing. So when we started working on Webflow, we had this pushback from stakeholders from different verticals that Webflow is a platform for freelancers, for small businesses. It's no code. It's like it's not serious thing. Big companies, they work with large tools where you need like 10, 20 people on a team. You need like Scrum Master working on a project, Agile coach. You need documentation, a lot of meetings, etc. So they couldn't believe actually that Webflow can work for them. They didn't see Webflow as a good platform for large organization. So we started delivering more and more websites on Webflow, and we started increasing the complexity of websites that we deliver on Webflow. So we actually started getting their buy-in because they've seen that we could deliver high quality websites that are better than previous websites that we had before migration. And we started delivering them way faster, and way faster is like 5-10 times better before, comparing to whatever we had before. So we showed them that Webflow is actually a reliable, flexible platform. We can build things fast. It's very easy to scale. So, and we highlighted that Webflow showcasing itself as a no-code platform, but in reality, no-code is just, in case of Webflow, it's abstraction over your typical HTML elements and components. And when you publish your website, you get clean HTML code and CSS, etc. So you just get in your same code that you can do manually as well. So the quality is really good for everyone. So where we are now, from being a one-man team, we turned into Center of Excellence, how we call it, Webflow Center of Excellence. So I have a few developers now in my team. And we mostly do governance, so we oversee what other teams or agencies are doing. We support them. We also act as special forces where whenever there is something urgent, we can jump in and quickly help with an urgent project. Also, we have these marketing teams that are a lot of them. I don't know, maybe like 50 of them. And we're getting Webflow champions in each of them. So we're defining a person who has enough experience to pick up Webflow. Usually it's like digital marketing manager. So we give them a brief onboarding. And because Webflow is quite easy to start using in terms of interface, like it's familiar, it's similar to Figma or Photoshop with its interface layout, so they can quickly pick it up. So we have these champions who actually do content updates themselves. Sometimes they build pages themselves. And they're very happy about this as well, because now they can do small changes without looking for agency or extra support, and just make it now instead of waiting for days, etc. Because sometimes to get third party involved, you need to go through PO processes, etc. Just a lot of issues on that end. So in addition to our marketing teams, we also have agencies who work with marketing digital teams. And agencies, in most of the cases, they work on new websites, and they do also ongoing maintenance. And what we are trying to do with Webflow, we are trying to have small things to be done in-house within our marketing teams, like content updates, so they can whatever we give to agencies is more challenging and more interesting to them as well. Like we don't want agency to change year in the footer where you have your copyright notes. We want agency to do something that is really valuable. And at the same time, we want to get things done fast. And we have a lot of cases where agencies didn't have any Webflow experience before, and business wanted to keep same agency with them. They didn't want to look for another agency that works only with Webflow. So we were very successful in onboarding agencies as well, because if they already have developers who are familiar with all web development concepts, they can quickly pick up Webflow interface and just build things there. So it's it was a really easy process for us. And I want to also to highlight a shared responsibility. So whatever we do on Webflow is any stage is never exclusive to any of the teams. So we support and enable each other. Sometimes business can do changes themselves and even build new pages, new sites themselves, and we just overview and support them. When there is something urgent, our Center of Excellence can jump in and help with that. And then we have agencies that also take most of the work, but whenever they have any challenges, we can just support, or we can look into some optimization post-launch. And it is very efficient structure for us. In addition, we support the teams by doing onboarding sessions, as I mentioned. We also highlight to everyone that there are some learning materials in Webflow University, made in Webflow site, Webflow forum, that is very helpful. We use a lot of supporting tools for our Webflow development, like Relume for components. We use FinSuite to build everything, basically, and we do some custom web applications we're using FinSuite tools. We use client-first framework as well to make sure that it's easier for new teams to maintain sites and everything's familiar and structured there. We use JetBoost actively for filtering and search. We use Zapier to connect our Webflow sites to CRM and other applications. We use SilkTide Scan for accessibility scans, so we can get performance scans, and we can monitor how our website's performance change over time, and we can monitor how our accessibility compliance is changing and getting better. We use Browser Stack for testing And apart from building typical marketing websites with Webflow, we are actively experimenting with different other use cases. For example, recently we launched an invoicing application, a digital wallet where our B2B customers can track their transactions with us and our charges. They can top up their digital wallet. So we have like payments there, and it's all secure as well. So it's very good as an experiment. And again, we were able to deliver like the POC within a day and the final product within a week. So it's a great result. And yeah, I'm getting more and more requests from our different teams. Oh, let's build this application. Let's build this thing, because now we can show that with Webflow we can do more. We have one loyalty application within our company, client-facing, with a lot of users that is not very flexible in terms of marketing views, where you can have your different marketing materials, banners, etc. So we're in the process of going live with this actually. I'm testing it now. So we were able to replace parts of the mobile application with web views, where we present a Webflow site that looks like an application. So we're using same styling, etc. But it's way more flexible comparing to existing applications. So marketing teams are really happy that now they can have more flexibility with their marketing formats. They can experiment more and ship changes faster. And as a result, it's better for the end customer because we can actually deliver better content to our customers. We used Webflow for internal presentations where we showed a map of Dubai with our different projects. It was a large touch screen, so people could explore it quickly. And this is, again, a very typical request where CTO came to me and said, okay, tomorrow we have an important presentation with highest management, so let's do this thing now. And we were able to quickly get things done using Mapbox and JetBoost. We use Webflow for internet sites as well. We have like 40,000 employees, so it's already a huge audience for us. So we have some websites that we have to host on our own cloud, and it should be behind a single sign-on. So what we do here, we were able to build websites on Webflow, export them, host them on our Azure cloud, and connect them to headless CMS from there, and make it work like this. So it's really a good use case for us. In addition to these non-typical use cases where we build things, Webflow is also a great tool that supports us in other initiatives. We recently started the Digital Accessibility Initiative, where we are trying to make sure that our digital products are as accessible as possible for everyone. And we are trying to make sure that we are compliant with key standards there. And with Webflow, by default, our websites are way better in terms of accessibility. And I know Webflow has teams that take care of this, and they report on this as well. Their components often are accessible, so out of the box we're getting good results. And plus you have all those checklists within Webflow interface that help you to achieve better results in terms of color contrast and all the things. And we also have an AI adoption program. It's probably all companies have now some AI programs. So we actively showcase Webflow plus Relume as a great AI tool where you can quickly draft things. So what we do, we show how we can do quick sitemaps using Relume AI, and then within seconds get all layouts done using Relume components. So as a result, we're getting rid of this blank page problem where you don't know where to start. And this helps our teams not only deliver things faster, but also prepare better briefs for their agencies, because they can try to play around with sitemaps for themselves, try different prompts, draft something from there. Then they can try different Relume components, shuffle things around and see where they want to see a carousel, where they want to see some accordions, etc. And then they will send it to the agency to actually work on design and development. And this also saves a lot of time to us. Plus on top, Webflow adds a lot of AI tools, so we can create these drafts with good-looking content there that is relevant to what we need. And to summarize, we're really happy with Webflow as a platform. Our recipe for success is to have in-house expertise. Like I started this, so I was active individual contributor, and I'm still building some things within Webflow. And it helped us to sell it to different stakeholders from technical and non-technical things so they can love it. And it was really important for us to get buy-in not only from IT team, but also from marketing, from audit team, etc. And having this mix of in-house team, then Webflow champions who are not technical people, but they still can do some work, these marketing teams. And on top of it, we have agencies. It really worked well for us because we, as I mentioned, enable each other, and it helps us to deliver things faster. And as a result, end customers happier, and happier, and they see better results. So that's it overall. Feel free to ask any questions.
Thank you for your presentation. How do you keep track of all the projects?
Yeah, so we keep organizing everything. I have multiple, I think I have like 10 workspaces within Webflow. So me and I have a couple members in my team who oversee everything. So we just monitor everything. We are planning to use actually Webflow APIs for some things to keep an eye on what's going on. But yeah, just to understand what's going on, we're keeping a look into our different workspaces. And we just do this audit from time to time where we check who has access to them. And it's also our IT audit requirements. Like I need to report on how often I review the platform and like access things and usage, etc. So we have this as a regular activity. But basically, yeah, we group everything in folders and then workspaces, and then we do regular reviews every few months. Apart from that, we have like Jira board where we track all changes and tasks. But yeah, mainly it's Webflow dashboards. And yeah, I'm excited to see some changes to it. Mentioned earlier today.
Nice. Hi, I wanted to ask you, how is Webflow getting more adapted in the Middle East? Are you in touch with other companies, large organizations? Do you see the shift towards Webflow happening like in the last years? Because it's not much online, as far as I know from experience as well.
So it's getting more and more adopted there, especially after introducing localization, because this was a big challenge for us as well. When we started, localization wasn't there, and then it was only in closed beta, so it was a big challenge for us. Like, and we were doing like these duplicate pages and things, and this was a big pushback. Like, our teams were looking at it. Okay, you don't have built-in localization. We cannot really use it. And since launch of localization, it became way better. So we use it actively because we always do websites in English, and in most of the cases it's Arabic. And then on top we have some others. And now with the edition, like before you can do only on enterprise, like this style changes for different locales. So now you can do it also on normal plans. So it will be way better in the region, because before you had to use custom code to make these fixes. I can see more and more websites built in within a region, and recently Dubai Holding merged with another big holding as well. And
which one? Which one did you merge with?
It's called Nahil. So it's basically a big real estate company, and they build islands and then buildings on top of them. So we merged with them, and with this merge, we got a new scope of websites. It's also like maybe like 30 or 40 websites that we need to take care of. And initially, they had also like a zoo of different CMS platforms there. So we're in the process of standardizing it. But I was very happy to see a lot of websites on Webflow there. So we just had to move them from one workspace to another. And that's it. And then we're just looking into optimizing them. So I can see more and more websites there.
That's a good thing. And with localization, I think that's another massive, help that it was now allowed. It's now allowed that you can actually customize CSS and secondary locals without the enterprise plan. So it's a massive thing. Another thing, what I want to ask is, I've seen the issue come up with like hosting your Webflow sites in the country? Do you have that as well in terms of like compliance? How do you overcome it?
For us, it is okay. So we don't, I know it's strict, for example, in Germany, like where you need to host things within Germany and countries like that. So we follow GDPR at some level, and our laws are like, they're basically replicating GDPR, but we're okay with whatever is provided, like AWS and CDN. So that is fine. No issues with that. We have data protection team who are actually looking after that, and I had to get their approval to use Webflow. And whenever like I want to use any other tools that keep some data, there I had to go through this approval. So they review where everything's hosted and processed. So within Middle East, no issues with that so far. And plus, like with AWS, you don't really know where it is hosted. Like you can say it's America, but plus CDN is basically everywhere. But in some cases, as I mentioned, we have some internal websites that we need to keep behind our single sign-on with Microsoft login, etc. We just export Webflow website, and then we can do some things on top and put it on our Azure cloud that is limited only to organization.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the presentation. It sounds like Dubai Holding was very lucky to find Webflow, but especially you, if I see everything that you've accomplished. My question would be, you're at approximately 150 websites. What's the bottleneck? What's the hardest thing to get past to go to 200 or 300?
So yeah, one thing that, as you mentioned, like they found me. So it's a very good strength that I can see that this in-house expertise, because with some other platforms, how it worked initially, you have a manager and then they always hire some agency who has actually some expertise and in the platform. So whenever you want some changes in-house, you cannot do anything. So at least within our case, we can understand if this is a problem that business highlighting, how quickly it can be resolved, like what we can do with it, etc. The biggest bottleneck, I think it's to get buy-in from different teams. So because we are a big organization, but in reality it's a lot of small teams, and sometimes they just want to keep the things as it is there, and they don't really want to go through this transformation just because they used to doing things all the way. But in terms of overcoming it, we're just showing them the results. And we show them performance scores, how they change, like from other sites. They see how fast other teams can deliver new landing pages. And I have a lot of cases. Literally a week ago, one colleague called me and said, okay, they're still on old platform, and their team said they need a week to deliver this feature. And they asked me, can we do it on Webflow? And like end of day, I've sent a quick POC on Webflow. And then she said me, okay, I can see that this can be done actually within a day and not in a week. And then I told that actually I spent like 15 minutes on it and not a day. So yeah, we highlight them how fast we can do things, and that you don't really need to focus on some basic development. At least like you can spend more time on more advanced things. Like I don't want building a website to be a problem. I want to building a cool website, exciting website. This can be a problem. This is fine, but we are in 2024. Like building a simple landing page shouldn't be a problem. We want to get basic things done fast with low resources, and then focus on some cool, exciting things with 3D, with GSAP animations, etc. This is what people actually like and like see in presentations, etc. Thank you, everyone.